Hey, future Broncos. On behalf of Project Caminos, welcome back to another episode of Bronco Scoop. My name is Deicy Lemus. I'm a fourth-year architecture major here at Cal Poly Pomona and also a student assistant of Project Caminos. Thank you for joining us for this new episode of Season 3. In this episode, I invited all the other student assistants of Cal Poly Pomona's Project Caminos, who also happen to be my coworkers. So as I shared, I've been working here for a semester plus this semester, but some of my coworkers have been working here for a month. Some of them haven't joined us yet. We have a team member who is still going through the onboarding process, who sadly is not, you won't get to meet in this episode, but hopefully in a future episode you will get to meet them. So on this episode, however, you will get to meet the other 5 student assistants that work alongside myself. And there's another student assistant, Abigail, who she's been in a few episodes of Bronco Scoop season 2. So if you go back and you listen to her, she used to help out Dakari with the episodes. She really helped me a lot too when I started. I love Abigail. She has been with Project Caminos since the very beginning. So she has been a really integral part of the Project Camino's farming. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. Can you guys each please introduce yourself? Can you say how long you've been working for Project Caminos and your role in Project Caminos as well as your major?
Hi everyone, my name is Alejandra. I've been working for Project Camino since October of 2020, and I'm their graphic design student assistant, so I usually do all the merch, logos, flyers.
Rosario. I work with Ale as the other graphic designer, and I've been with Project Caminos for a month now. So I started in February, and I'm also a visual communication designer.
My name is Amanda, and I've been working for Project Caminos for about a month as well, and I'm just a student assistant, and my major is art history.
My name is Angie, and I've been working at Project Caminos for about a month as well, and I'm also a student assistant, so I just get assigned projects, and my major is in urban planning.
Hello, my name is Angel. I've been working for Project Camino since fall of last year. I'm a student assistant with them, and my major is business.
To work on campus, students can find open positions through a portal called Handshake. Did you find the process of applying for on-campus positions straightforward?
I did. I used to work at the Kellogg and Huntley galleries on campus, and the way that the application process is very straightforward on Handshake.
Do you guys have any lessons learned from balancing school and work life?
Yeah, one of the lessons that I've learned specifically this semester between balancing school and work is that it's, at least for me, what works a lot is like writing everything down in like a calendar. And so I have a calendar up in my room, I have a calendar on my phone, and I have an agenda that CBP provided us with. So I just feel like writing down everything, like all the assignments, when I'm scheduled to work, and just all that written down, I feel like really helps me be like on top of my game as a student and as a worker.
Personally for me, I like to keep a planner of when everything is due and when I have work and when my school schedule is.
My tip is if you wanna have a job and you wanna go to school, just get a job on campus. Like the hours are really flexible, and they know that they don't want to push you to prioritize anything else but school. So I feel like that's something that people always have a trouble with, like outside jobs don't get that your priority is school. But when you work on campus, they're really understanding about that. Like I've never had a job where they were like, yeah, you want to take your finals weeks off, like go for it. Like it seems sometimes they don't understand. So that's always my tip, because if you don't want to work as a student assistant, like you can work at the Starbucks on campus.
What about Project Caminos or other Office of Student Success, Equity, and Innovation projects attracted you to the position?
For me, I am a first generation student, and before I graduate, I really wanted to give back to the Cal Poly community in any way that I can, so that I can sort of help out whoever needs help.
Well, I'm from Pomona, so when I read like the position description for this job, I was just really like happy that they wanted to like do outreach to the local community. That means a lot to me, especially because like Amanda, I'm like first gen.
What attracted me was well, I was looking for a graphic design position, and I liked that they were looking specifically for a visual communication design student assistant. So that's the first thing that attracted me. But then I remember before the interview, they were like, "Oh, you should like check out our website." And I started to learn more about Project Caminos, and I like that one of the targets is first generation Latinos, just because a lot of my friends were, I'm myself too, a first generation, and it's really hard when your parents can't help you with any of that sort of stuff like FAFSA, like just your application process. And it can be really frustrating. So I thought it was really cool that there was a program that was willing to like help you.
Yeah, same. As a first generation, when I saw like what Project Caminos did, I was like, this would have been a really good resource for me when I was an incoming freshman. So it's cool that like there's a program on campus that is able to provide that for students.
Yeah, I feel the same way as like you all said, like that something that attracted me to Project Caminos was how it outreached not only first generation students, but it also outreached like elementary schools, middle schools, because I remember when I was in that age, I didn't really have those resources. So seeing that kids are exposed to college that young really was like fascinating to me.
For me, what attracted the position was that they also included families. So not only for first generation students, they also help families to find ways to give support in other ways other than just, oh, how do you do FAFSA, how do you do this? But it provided like other resources. Okay, we can help them by doing this, or they give them different options to give their student support.
Yeah, that's true. Like a lot of the stuff we do is also in Spanish. So like parents that only speak Spanish have like the resources and information they need to help their kids.
I really like Deicy's new series about the majors, because I remember when I was a freshman, even when I started, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So I remember it would have been great to have the opportunity to like speak to someone in the major and really get a feel of what the major entailed. So I really like that series. And if anyone out there is unsure about their major, then give it a listen.
Yeah, we still need to go through like all of your guys' majors, because all of us have different, like completely different majors. I think I'm like barely gonna record the architecture one this week, but some of us have served on student panels. Is there a question that was asked of you that stands out?
I think someone asked me once about my commute, and I thought that was really interesting because I think it's something that a lot of people don't take into account, because you have to you have to calculate what time you should leave and take into account the traffic, and then give yourself like 30 or 20 minutes to find parking, and then you have to give yourself at least 10 minutes to walk to class. So I think I thought it was cool that they were already thinking about that, because I definitely didn't think about that when I first decided to be a commuter. So I thought it was cool that they were thinking about that.
I think the most interesting question I ever got asked was, I think I always share in student panels that I like dormed because I'm from very far. So somebody asked me what the dimensions of the bed in the dorms were. And I was like, I mean, it's on the website, because I know I looked at it, but I don't know it by heart. But yeah, that was an interesting question. Do you guys have any questions that you encourage prospective students to ask?
I always would encourage people to ask about how to find out more about their major. And I always tell people like, well, it's cool to listen to like someone's experience in the major, but you kind of have to figure out first if you are even interested in every single class you have to take. You're going through a whole bachelor's program. There's a lot of classes. So I always tell people like to check out curriculum sheets, because maybe someone really enjoyed the major and had a great experience. I mean, it's because they enjoy the major and you might not. So just ask yourself, like, can I picture myself taking every single one of these classes and not like hating it?
Spring break is coming up for us at Cal Poly Pomona. So as Cal Poly Pomona students, what does spring break look like for you?
Well, this summer, my brother planned a trip to Utah, It's gonna be kind of like a road trip. We're mostly gonna be visiting like national and state parks, but I'm still gonna be doing homework, catching up. I don't know if like all of y'all do that for spring break, but because I am like an art major, I have to provide a sketchbook for one of my classes, so I'm gonna be like sketching along during my road trip.
I'm doing a road trip, but we're going to like Seattle and Canada. I know, and San Francisco. I've never been to San Francisco, and I study architecture. Do you know how bad that is? Yeah, I'm excited to go, but I'm in the same boat. I was like, is there Wi-Fi in the Airbnb? Because I still have stuff to do.
I don't think there's ever been a spring break where I didn't do anything. Like, at least for me, there's never, throughout the entire semester, there's never one point where I have nothing to do. There's always something to do, a project there that you have to do or can get started on. So I only know peace once the semester's over.
Yeah.
Are you all working like on midterms during your spring break? Because I know I have a midterm due, I think, right before we come back or right as soon as we come back from spring break that I had to like prepare for. But I don't know if you guys are working or are you guys actually taking your midterms right now?
Close.
My midterms aren't till after spring break, so
Yeah.
my spring break would just mostly be just catching up on assignments and household chores, and I can sleep in.
There we go.
The
I
only
did-
midterm I've taken was like 2 weeks ago, and I don't like my classes are kind of different. Like I don't really do midterms. Like I haven't had that experience. Like the syllabus is usually split up with like 4 projects, and it's just due like sporadically throughout the semester. So like I've never really had like the midterm thing, to be honest. Except one semester I only did GEs, and like the only thing I really remember is for finals, I had like 6 papers due.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I was like, this is how everyone else lives.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't really me.
I have a paper due during spring break on like the Dodger Stadium and like the architecture. I have like 50% of it due. We already had a midterm and we have another midterm, and I have so many essays.
Yeah, my professors want to take home midterms, but they're all essays. It's like 3 pages or 4 pages. And I'm like, I was expecting a Scantron. I was expecting to be nervous, multiple choice, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I've only ever done like maybe 3 Scantron exams ever.
wow.
Yeah.
No, as like an art history major, it's just all essays. All of
Yeah,
them.
and they're all like,
So
they're all
that's all
like
I'm gonna be
6
working on.
pages long. They're like 4 to 5.
Actually 10
10.
to 15 sometimes.
Oh my
But
god.
that's like with
I only-
pictures. But that's with pictures. So
Ah.
you have to include
Well, I
pictures.
only did like maybe like your lower division ones that they made me take.
Yeah, I did like an art history class before I transferred to Cal Poly, and I liked learning about the art, but writing about the art, I was like, oh no. Oh no, it would be like paragraphs.
One
Yeah.
thing, like I think in high school, like you know how you're taught MLA. Well, in college, I feel like every single time I took a GE or an art history, you have to kind of learn what the professor wants. They like all have their formats. So every single class, like I have to like figure out what the professor really wants.
I don't know, for some reason, this semester, all my professors want APA format when last semester, all they wanted was MLA. I was like, what?
I don't
Like, why are you guys switching up on me?
I learned
I
Chicago
always get
manual
stuck
style.
with like the Chicago format
Mhm.
with like the footnotes and stuff.
Hmm.
I always get stuck with that one.
They all confuse me. I only know like MLA by heart, and then the rest of them I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'll just
MLA and APA are like very similar, but they're not. But they are.
yeah.
One tip is like the first essay you do, just send them a draft to figure out what they want. Because like I
Yeah.
don't really want to like play with it and see is this what you want. I always just send them my first draft to see what they want. Because they're all super specific, I feel.
I never have
Yeah.
a first draft.
Really?
my first draft is my final draft.
No, like I won't change it very much, but I'll just be like, is this what you want? Like, what do you want? I don't know. I took this philosophy class. That one was very like, you kind of have to change the way you like write an essay all completely. And then I took this other history class, and she, again, very specific way to write something that I wasn't used to. And yeah, I don't know. It's the Capricorn in me. Like I probably will email them.
Yeah, all my teachers and like the first week, they would tell us how they want the title pages and everything. So I just write those notes down, or I take a picture of like the measurements on Word that they want, because it's like very specific.
So most of you listening to us are community college or high school students, but did you know Project Caminos also does elementary school outreach? We support schools with their college going efforts so students think about college from a very early age. What did you want to be when you were in elementary, and what career are you following now?
So I wanted to be a lot of things, such as like a teacher, a marine biologist, or a fashion designer. But now I'm pursuing a career in probably teaching art history in high schools. So I think I'm kind of on the same track a little bit.
Growing up, my mom used to be an engineer in El Salvador, so I remember she knew that I liked to draw, so she was like, you should be an architect, like they draw the buildings. And she would bring me like their grid notebooks, and so I don't know, that was stuck in my head for a long time. But I just don't, I don't like all like the math, or like what yeah, like like they'll show me like the structures work from that class. I was like, yeah, I think I made the right decision. So now I'm doing graphic design because I wanted the balance.
When I was growing up, I really wanted to become a lawyer. But that didn't work. But now I'm doing urban planning. And I also didn't know I wanted to do that till I literally transferred out of community college because I wanted to focus on communication studies and public relations. But yeah, now I'm an urban planner.
I always wanted to be an artist, so I guess I'm on the right track. But I'm like struggling what like specific kind of artist I want to be, because there's like so many different like paths you can take. But yeah, I'm just kind of struggling here. But I know eventually like I'll find something I want to do, because like I mostly want to just like focus on doing work for my community, and I know like there's a lot of different things I can do for that.
For me, when I wanted to grow up, I wanted to be a lawyer. So, and then now I'm studying business, so it could kind of align. I'm still not 100% sure if that's the direction I'm going to end up going. But right now I'm focusing on business and doing management and human resources.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be everything. I went like through psychology. I wanted to be a firefighter for a week. I wanted to be a forensic scientist for a few years, but then I realized I didn't like blood. And now I'm studying architecture. Do you guys have any cute stories you want to share about any of the elementary visits you've been a part of with Project Caminos?
So I love going on elementary visits, and one time, well, the first time I ever went on one was at an elementary school in Pomona, and all like there was this little boy. He was very excited to get the stickers, and he also kept on bringing his friends over to go to the booth. And then he came up to me, and he brought his water bottle over, and he said, "Hey, Miss, look what," because I gave him a sticker, and he showed me that he put the sticker on his water bottle, and it was just very cute because he wanted everyone to know what was going on. He just kept on bringing more and more kids over, and eventually we gave him a little t-shirt for doing that. So, but it was just very cute.
For me, it would just mostly be how their reactions. So whenever they come out to lunch, they all get excited and curious. Like, oh, who's that? What do they have on the table? And then once they see like, oh, we're giving out prizes, then they get really excited. They start talking to each other about, oh, what are you gonna try and get? What are you gonna try and get? So they can get competitive to see who can get something better. So I feel like that was a good part of the elementary visits.
Thing is that sometimes I think Angel was there. There was this one kid, and we asked what they want to be when they grow up, and this one kid wanted to be everythingology, just psychology, this, that, just everything. And then a little kid also said a welder.
Okay, what benefits do we get from working on campus? We mentioned some of them. The flexible hours is nice. Yeah, if we want finals off or midterms, we can.
We get free merch. The merch that sometimes it's mine. I got a chance to collaborate with the Office of Student Success for some of the orientation t-shirts. So I got to design one and it was pretty cool. We did like a poll on the Instagram to figure out what the students really wanted. And then when we got our options out, we also had them pick one. So that was pretty cool. And unfortunately, like I'll already be graduated, but it's cool to think that some of the students that will be like maybe their first CPP shirt, since this will be for orientation. So I like the idea of that. And I'm excited. Hopefully I get to see it before I leave. Maybe I'll just crash orientation so I get
to see the shirts.
Yeah.
When is your last semester at CPP?
It's this one. I'm graduating in May. Yeah.
Well, congrats.
Thank you. It's a struggle. I feel like I'm being kicked out. I don't want to go.
Do you have to
Same. I don't
do a
want to go.
project also?
Sorry, what?
Do you have to also do a senior project?
Yeah, yes, and yeah, kind of. Like I guess my biggest project is my personal branding. Like we have to put our websites up. We have our portfolios, all of that stuff, and then at the end of the semester, no, actually, it's around April. We have a senior show, so if you go to the gallery, you can check out all the senior portfolios, and it's this whole thing. It's like a lot of work. I'm stressed. So yeah, we have to they give us like a kiosk type thing, and you have to decorate it, and it all has to tie in because it's your personal branding, and it's just a lot of work.
I didn't know any of this.
Rosario,
You haven't watched the VCD episode?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
like she's like, I saw it, but I didn't watch it.
I should see that. I'm nervous for my senior project.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, me too.
Because
Mine's an
do it
essay.
in partners or just by ourselves, but I'm not good at design work at all, like the AutoCAD programs or like the Photoshop programs. And usually I feel like when I work in teams, I'm like I can, collaborate pretty good, but all by myself and creating designs on my own, I cannot. I'm so nervous.
How long do you how much longer do you have?
I have 1 more year, so until next year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
does every department have like their like capstone project?
I don't
I
think
know
we call it-
architecture
I
has
don't
one
know.
for
We
sure.
do. Angel,
Yeah.
does business have a capstone project?
A what?
Like a senior project?
Oh yeah, we have the option to do a senior project or do an internship for a business.
Yeah. So some of them have options, and yeah, like we have to do both for
Wait,
architecture.
you have to do both Daisy and architecture?
Yeah, we have our senior project is like designing your own building. You pick a site, you like do all the research on like the site and the area, and like whatever it can be anything you want it to be. And yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do like at all.
I feel
I think
like
I'm gonna
I'm
do a church.
doing a project like that now with my group, like for midterms. We're
Uh-huh.
working on a project like that, but I'm not sure exactly what our senior project is gonna look like. I don't know.
Maybe it's something
My-
similar. Sorry.
Mhm.
Mine is just an essay, like a journal type. Like it's supposed to be kind of like an academic journal article essay.
It's a
Yeah.
senior paper, right?
Senior
Yeah,
paper?
it's just called
Yeah.
senior seminar. And
Oh.
it's kind of hard because you have to think of a topic that matters in art history and why it should be researched on, and
Mm.
also something kind of new, but that's kind of hard in art
Yeah.
history. So
Wait,
that's
are
what I'm
you doing it
struggling.
right now?
Yeah, I'm in senior seminar right now.
What are you writing on?
I'm writing on Frida Kahlo and her politics and her art. I'm still coming up with my thesis, but that's kind of the topic that I want to talk about.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is pretty cool. I don't think I even saw any Frida Kahlo works being spoken of when I did my art history classes. So, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
I haven't learned anything about her in my art history classes yet.
What about Van Gogh? I'm sure you've learned about him.
Yes. Right now I'm learning about Rembrandt. So and also the Mayan people and their architecture, and
I took that class it was super interesting.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
very
yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
that sounds interesting.
It's Central and South America too. So
Mhm.
I'm from Central America, and like we never get spoken of. So that's pretty cool.
I'm learning about Guatemala right now.
Oh,
yeah.
Guatemala.
Yeah.
Me
Oh,
too.
cool.
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just went
There's a lot
last.
of Mayan architecture there. So
Mhm.
you guys do get a lot of credit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much of it, but you know.
Yeah.
You get the credit. You get
Take the
credit.
Arts of Mexico
Yeah.
class in Central and South America. It's actually very interesting.
I probably will take something. I don't know if I need an art class for like an upper GE, but maybe.
I know like the ceramics class can count for. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say. I know
I
you
think
can.
I need a
There's a ceramics class open for anyone that's not VCD, and I totally recommend it. Like it's a nice break.
because
And
the upper GE I'm taking now. Oh my god, that class is so stressful. Like
What is it?
I
it's
took
like
this upper
quiz,
G.
midterm paper every Sunday.
Oh
Quiz,
no.
and then our midterm.
What has been your favorite workshop or event that you have been a part of for prospective students and families?
I really enjoy our in-person events. So we did an application assistant. So we had a bunch of seniors come in and we were helping them with their applications. We also had transfers here. So that was really cool. And we were giving out a ton of merch out. We gave like these goodie bags. So I like seeing my merch being given out. And I also like the elementary events we've had. The kids are really cute.
Yeah, I really like that tour we did at the end of the semester for parents because it was like a bunch of moms and it was a tour in Spanish of Cal Poly Pomona, and it's just fun. We just took them around the school, and then we had the brewery afterwards, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, that one was good.
Well, I like seeing like Alejandro's and Rosario's merch be displayed, and then like seeing all the teachers wearing
Me
their
too.
shirt. And then I even got to vote on the design that Alejandra was like proposing, which I had no clue that it was her design or who she was collabing with. And then we had our team huddle, and then she was like, "Oh, this is what I'm working on," and I was like, "Oh my god, I just voted on that," and I was talking about it with my classmates. So it was pretty cool to know that somebody like that we work with is doing something like that. So props to
Yeah.
you.
By the way, where is that CSU tote bag that we were promised? They
I
made us deliver them, and I was like, "Where's our shirt?"
I want a shirt.
Oh, we have shirts. I'm actually wearing one of her designs.
Yeah, I got one, but I want one of the new ones. One of the
Yeah,
ones.
I know. I want the new one. The new one's really nice.
Yeah, I know.
With the red sleeves. I really like that one. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. This week's question of the episode is, do you have any questions about working on campus? Join us every week for a new episode of Broncos Scoop. Subscribe to our channel, CPP Access and Transition, or follow us on Spotify, Broncos Scoop, to never miss a scoop. Make sure to check out our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at CPP Caminos to keep yourself updated. If you have any questions or want to talk about anything Cal Poly Pomona related, email us at caminos@cpp.edu. Project Camino's Broncos Scoop is supported with funding from the Department of Education Hispanic Serving Institute grant and Cal Poly Pomona's Office of Student Success, Equity, and Innovation. Tune in for more.